So first of all, let me tell y'all, in the past, Essence has been like the Frankie Beverly oldie but goodie white linen night for the old folks. Here's the thing. It was the 50th anniversary of hip hop at Essence this year. So India Arie was at Essence and she had some opinions about Meg Thee Stallion and Janelle Monae. This is what she said. The issue is, what is context? Humanity does everything, but does everything belong in a stage? No. Actually, the world is a stage. So the idea that everything doesn't belong in a stage, like those performances that were happening, shaking ass and stuff, where else should that happen? Should that only be happening in dark, dank strip clubs or something like that, India? India is one of those women that I feel like, because you experience your femininity a certain way, you feel like everybody else should express their femininity the way you express yours. And you grew up in the respectability politics mindset that whenever a woman is scantily clad or showing her body or gyrating, that she must be doing so for the attention of some basic level. Now, what I would like everybody to graduate in their mindset is that women are beautiful. Women know they're beautiful. They like their bodies. And people from New Orleans really like to shake their, and they'll shake anywhere. Okay? Anywhere. And I don't see a problem with it, because when I think about how everybody I know grew up shaking as children and now have grown up to be successful adults, and shaking hasn't done anything to harm their lives, all of the conversation around it completely becomes mute to me. It just becomes, you want things to look a certain way. You want things to be a certain way because some puritanical white person impressed upon you that only a certain way of expressing femininity is acceptable, and I don't abide by that. But does everything belong in a stage? No. Is everything for kids? No. First of all, if your kids were there during Meg Thee Stallion's after midnight performance, somebody need to check in on them damn kids, because you shouldn't have had them there in the first place. I don't give a what Essence allows. When somebody goes on to do a set at 12:30, 12:45 a.m., your kid should not be in the room. But at the end of the day, I am pretty sure your kid has seen somebody's before. Anyway, no. Is everything for everybody? No. So when we as a culture make something like this mainstream, it shows a lack of discretion and discernment. Does it? To me, the lack of discernment came from you reading that Meg Thee Stallion was going to be the closing act and you sticking around for her act so that you could record it and complain about it. That seems to come the lack of discernment. There's about to be shaking in this room. Meg Thee Stallion is coming on next. If you don't want to see shaking, remove yourself from the building. She's the last act. There's nobody else after her. So if you don't want to see her, you can leave. The lack of discernment comes when you sit there so you can complain about it from your high horse. To those in the comments who laugh at anyone who wants these things for our culture, you certainly have that right. Yes, I do want freedom for our culture. I do. I do want people to be free from respectability politics and people policing their bodies and telling them how to dance, how to dress. Yes, I would love for our community to be free of oppressing other people. If you want to be covered up, cover yourself up. But the idea that you should be able to project that onto other people is where my problem comes in. Okay? Just as many folks have the right to want our mainstream international export out music to show us in a respectful light. If Megan Thee Stallion and Essence Fest have agreed to her performance, I don't see anything wrong with the light that she's being shown in. I'd like to go on the record saying this won't age well, and that's my issue. I don't know whether you were talking about the performance or whether you were talking about your comments, because to me, your comments won't age well. As far as I'm concerned, anytime y'all try to police women's bodies, I found a problem with it. I don't give a whether it was in the 1800s, whether it was pre-slavery, when y'all went to Africa and saw them people naked because it's hot and they're in sub-Saharan weather. It's the desert. It's humid. It's hot. Wherever the African people were, which is why they didn't have on clothes. The white people from Europe and the cold countries have to have on a whole bunch of clothes because it's cold there. They come to Africa, see the black people being them and doing them, and decide that something's wrong with that. They hit y'all into a boat, bring y'all over here, and then impress their mindset on you. And now anytime you see somebody doing this, you lose your minds. This is what popping is, y'all. Y'all lose your minds because this means I don't have respect for myself, right? I don't have respect for myself. All of my education, all of my hard work, all of my discipline, all of my self-love, everything that I've done for myself to be given respect for my hard work, my dedication, like all of those things, all of that becomes mute, right? Well, you're not gonna convince me of that. And I'm not going along with that because everybody is different and everybody should be able to express their femininity how they see fit. Now, do I want the young women to stop showing and doing disgusting things so that depraved could like them? Yes, I would love for the Suki Hanas and the Sexy Reds of the world to be sexually liberated for themselves and not for men the way that they do. Absolutely. There is nothing about Janelle Monae or Meg Thee Stallion that makes me feel like you should just be able to disrespect the very educated, good at what they do, beautiful, talented Black women that have decided they want to embrace their bodies. They like how their bodies look and it makes them feel good to show it off. And they don't want your shame to make them feel like I shouldn't show off my body because you don't feel good about it when I feel good about it. I feel good about it. And that's all that should matter because it's my body. She says, and I don't like this moment. Don't bother debate. Oh, trust me, I'm not debating. I'm giving commentary on your stale ass opinion. But whenever women start to enjoy the attention or the admiration of having a beautiful body, y'all shame them for that, as if it's a bad thing to enjoy the beauty and the sexuality of your body. Uncle Luke got online and decided that he wanted to say something about Janelle Monae and said, what is this girl going through? She's never been out there like this. Is it a midlife crisis? The very man that has been giving directions on how to assault women in his music has the audacity to find fault whenever a woman decides that she wants to show her own body. When you were putting women's cheeks on album covers, it was cool, right? It was cool when you was doing it. But when these women decide that they want to show off their bodies for themselves, for their own pockets, for their own good, vibrant feelings about their bodies being admired, everybody gets mad and upset. I think everybody's a hater. I think are mad because they can't exude the same type of attraction and sexual power that women do. I think those are haters. And I think the women that can't seem to find this energy for themselves hate on women who have found this energy for themselves. Because at the end of the day, if you really are comfortable in who you are, there's no need to judge another woman for being who she is. Because you recognize that you're you and she's her and y'all handle y'all differently. And that's okay. The problem comes in when women like to join in with misogynistic men that don't mean none of that they say and malign and slut shame women online, because men are going to be the same ones masturbating to videos of her titties and videos of her. They the same men that's gonna holler at women and be in their DMs regardless. So what they online talking about morals and standards. Anytime a man tells you that if you don't respect yourself, I don't have to respect you, he's looking for a reason to validate disrespecting you. He was going to disrespect you anyway. Know that. Any person that has respect for themselves shouldn't be out here trying to disrespect other people and say, well, you don't respect yourself. Well, how you going to respect me to respect you? That's bullshit.